Every morning is an opportunity to connect with Jesus. Whether you're looking to get started or looking to grow more, DDPC is for you. Join us as we connect with Jesus together.
Hey, welcome everybody to this episode of Daily Devotions with Pastor Chris, otherwise known as DDPC. And it's good to have you. If you're new with us, man, welcome. We meet every Monday through Thursday at, I've been sending that both at 6:30 and at 7 o'clock. So I know that has been a thing in the past when I do all live. It makes it very, very challenging. And I just discovered, I'm like, I can do both. And so we're sending at 6:30 a.m. and also replaying at 7 o'clock a.m. On YouTube and on Facebook. I got kicked off of Instagram. So, as they say, that is what it is. Anyway, we are continuing on in our series in Acts chapter 28. And today's episode 1268. And so I want to share with you guys what's going on here, and as we're kind of bringing it close to the book of Acts. So Paul's been shipwrecked. He's in Malta. He got struck by the viper. The viper did not hurt him. He threw the snake back into the fire. They all thought he was a god. He gets invited to Publius's house. Publius's dad, he's the head of the island. He's like the governor or the king, I guess. And his father was ill, and Paul laid hands on him, and he was healed. And then many other sick people came to him, and they were all healed. And so what started off as a shipwreck turned into a healing ministry, and that's what we talked about yesterday. So we're going to pick up from where we left off yesterday, and I want to read to you verses 10 through 16. It says, they honored us in many ways. Remember, Luke is talking at this point. So Luke joined him a couple chapters ago, and now Luke is writing at this point. So he says, they honored us in many ways, and when we were ready to sail, they furnished us with the supplies we needed. After 3 months, we put out to sea. I mean, talk about favor, right? They honored them. They took care of them for 3 months, and then they give them a ship and supplies. And it says that after 3 months, we put out to sea in a ship that had wintered in the island. It was an Alexandrian ship with the figurehead of the twin gods Castor and Pollux. We put in at Syracuse and stayed there 3 days. From there, we set sail and arrived at Rhegium. The next day, the south wind came up, and on the following day, we reached Puteoli. There, we found some brothers and sisters who invited us to spend a week with them. And so we came to Rome. And the brothers and sisters there had heard that we were coming, and they traveled as far as the Forum of Appius and the 3 taverns to meet us. At the sight of these people, Paul thanked God and was encouraged. And here's what I want to really highlight on. When we got to Rome, Paul was allowed to live by himself with a soldier to guard him. Paul's there as a prisoner, and he gets to kind of have this home where he can entertain people. People can come and visit him, but he is under Roman guard. And so here we are once again, even though Paul is in chains, even though he is a prisoner, he has the favor of God. And I want to tell you, God can position his people in places of influence wherever he wants to. If he needed Paul to be an influence in Rome, and the only way to do that was for him to come in as a prisoner, okay, there he is. And even though the circumstances looked limiting, they looked like limiters, sometimes the limiters aren't as limiting as you think. You know, there's a difference in fairness and favor. And it's often been said that favor isn't fair. Fairness says you get what you earn, right? You put in the work, you get the result. That's fair. Favor says you get what God chooses to give you, and that's called grace, right? And that's why when God opens a door for us, no man can shut it. Revelation chapter 3, verse 8. God opens doors no man can shut. People may call it unfair. They may say, oh, you've got ridiculous favor, but it's simply the evidence of God's sovereignty in your life. In short, favor isn't fair because it's not about human merit. It's about God's mercy and God's grace in your life in order to fulfill the purpose that He has for you. And if favor was fair, none of us would qualify. But because of Jesus Christ, we are all invited into the favor of God. That favor manifests in different ways in different people's lives. Many believers find themselves restricted by their circumstances, restricted or held back by their financial limitations, or restricted by their physical ailments or their rules and the regulations in their workplace. But like the Apostle Paul, God's favor can turn new limiters into new perimeters. Paul was limited. He was in chains. He was under guard. He was a prisoner of Rome, and that was a limiter, but God gave him new perimeters. He shows up to Malta. He gets favor from the people. He gets bit by the snake. They think he's a god. He stays there 3 months. They give him those sailors got that boat and those supplies to get to Rome because of Paul. And then Paul gets to Rome. He's got new perimeters. He's got his own place, and people can come and go, and they can talk, and he can live life, and he's just under a guard. And I think sometimes we think, well, we got so many limiters in our life. And I'll tell you, I know of 2 people who are watching this stream right now who are in the public school systems. And I know that these people are devout followers of Jesus Christ and open evangelists in their particular world, but they can't just go in and just have okay, we're having a Bible study, or okay, Jesus loves you, we're going to sing it in the halls. They can't do that. They can't even pray with students openly, but they can love them the way that Jesus loved them. And because they do that, it opens up new perimeters for them. And so in a very limiting construct called the public school system, where they are bound by certain rules and regulations to not proselytize and to not share Jesus and to not pray, they are asked by students, hey, when you pray, can you pray with me about this? Or I know that you're a man or a woman of God. Would you remember me? Would you? And then it opens up opportunities. And those opportunities become divine connections where the transforming power of Jesus Christ can show up and change a soul. And that's what I mean, is that though you might have got into a job or into a career or into a situation that has new limiters, it also yields for you new perimeters, because God's favor is blessed on us in the same way that God blessed Paul. And so I hope that you embrace that and that you allow that truth to reign true inside of you, that if we not focus on the shipwreck and not focus on the snake bite, but we focus on the fact that I'm here because of these weird circumstances, but because I'm here, God is going to open up something unique, and I'm going to be able to do something that I would otherwise never have had the opportunity to do. I'm going to have effectiveness, I'm going to be influential, and I'm going to make a difference, not because of my strength, but because God's opening doors that no man can shut. And God does that, and He's going to do it for you. He's going to do it for you today if you will trust Him. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. God bless you. Have an amazing, amazing day today on this Wednesday, October 1st. Can you believe it? September is in the books. October is on deck. So God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.